People, we are back with Mr. Darrell Brooks. Now, he's going to try to cross examine Mr. Nicholas Kirby. If you guys recall, it was Nick, Corey, and Erica Patterson. So we did Erica. She did by far the best out of all witnesses. We did Corey. Some of y'all really got mad at me for saying how I felt about Corey. She wasn't the best witness. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's see if her good friend, Mr. Nick, can do some justice in this interrogation, or I should say, in this clown show. Let's get straight into it. Look at that smile, bro. Look at those. Look at the gaps in those teeth. It looks like he has a gum infection and he has baby teeth, bro. Undersized for his mouth. Look at that shit. Some gingivitis shit happening up in there, too. Like, what is going on here, people? Disgusting.
And at some point, did you and your mutual friend Corey meet up with Miss Patterson?
Yes.
Do you recall where that was?
Corey and I were
Did you recall where that where that was? I'm sorry, I just had to point it out.
in the Dollar General area of Waukesha, which is between East and Broadway Street. We were walking towards, or away from Dollar General, towards where Erica had said that she was being attacked.
I love this guy already. He goes up into the mic and he's like, yeah, so we're in Dollar General and Erica had called us to where she was being assaulted and attacked. You know, we have to sprinkle that in real heavy. Go real heavy on the salt right there. Because, hey, he's salty for what this guy's doing to her, man. Like, that's a good friend right there. And first and foremost, Nick seems very clear, very focused, and not overrun with emotion either. Just kind of irritated. So far, so good.
And do you recall where that area was?
Yes.
Where was that area?
On White Rock Avenue, right across from White Rock Elementary, in front of the red apartments across from that area.
And unlike Erica, it seems like Nick knows this place very well, you know? You guys let me know. Nick was probably, more native to the area, right?
Red apartments.
Yes.
Do you know what those apartments are called?
I do not know the name. I'm guessing they're called White Rock Apartments.
And do you know if there's a park in that immediate vicinity?
There is a park there named Frame Park, yes.
Did you ever go to Frame Park?
No.
Did you ever go to Frank Park? Bro, I mean, if it's a fact that the park is named Frank Park, why are you putting it in quotation marks? You could say an alleged incident in quotation marks, I guess, but like you just look like a dumbass here. With his long ass nails, guys, every time you get the chance to look down at his nails, them shits are nasty, dog. Like, look at my shit. That's how they're supposed to be. This guy has the whole coke nail up to here. Like,
We were in that area near the park where the elementary school is and the apartments are.
About what time did you and your mutual friend Corey meet up with Miss Patterson?
Miss Patterson called me and said that she was.
About what time was the question? About what
And
time?
I'm getting to.
he doesn't want that assault shit rehashed. He was like, well, Erica called me and said that she, no. What time? You're making me look bad in front of this jury.
The witness answered his question specifically. What time?
Honestly, around what time the parade started. I would have to say like dusk. I honestly don't wear a watch, so sorry, I don't remember the time. But if I had to put it at a time, I'd probably say about 4:35ish.
Let's back up a little bit. Around what time did you and your mutual friend Corey first hook up that day?
I had worked that whole day, so we didn't meet up until I was done working, which was probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock.
And then at that point, what did you do?
When she told me that she was in trouble and she needed help, I went to her aid, which means I took off from where I was near Dollar General and ran to where she told me to go.
And I'll say this, Nick looks like he'll fuck somebody up real quick. Like, you get into an altercation with Nick, it looks like he's not really in it for the long talking. You feel me? Now, a lot of people said he would have, dealt with Darrell Brooks, but honestly, that video, I couldn't really see what Nick was doing in most of the video. I did see when he pushed Corey, Nick came around and was like something something, and then Darrell was like, screw you guys, this and that, and then went into his car. So yeah, I do think that he would have probably washed Mr. Darrell Brooks if they got into a fight.
Me, Erica, and Corey were arguing with Mr. Brooks on the side of the road of White Rock, right in front of White Rock Elementary. And the officer that I had stopped at the barricade when we were coming to Miss Patterson's aid had radioed for backup, and obviously given them description of the vehicle that I had described to them, the red SUV. That backup came, but they went to Frame Park. They did not go to where we were on White Rock.
Any idea why they
Oh, so that gives me more explanation as to why Brooks was actually really panicking and trying to get away as fast as possible. Nick already told a cop on the way to help Patterson, which means, the cop who radioed everything in, they're already looking for him. So it was the parade happening at one side, really close to where they were, and then they just radioed some cops from the parade. They came over to try to deal with him. He fled by that point. It makes sense now.
Frame Park, if you specifically told them a description of a vehicle and where it was located?
I did not tell them where the vehicle was located because at first incident, Mr. Brooks had taken off in his SUV.
And we all know where he took off from. So that's why he was like around Frank Park area. They went to the wrong park. He's trying to make a whole thing out of them going to the wrong park.
In the police report, and is it fair to say that the officer that took your report was writing down what you told them?
Do you mean the officer that I alerted about the trouble in the SUV?
Well, let me back up. On the next day, the 22nd of November of 2021, did you speak with a detective at that time?
Yes, I did.
And during that interview, were they writing down what you were saying?
I believe so, yes, but I believe it may also have been recorded on tape. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's trying his very best to be Mr. Lawyer. He was like, let me rephrase that question. It took every inch of his brain power to muster up that question. He was like, let me back up. So, the next day, hold on. Did they talk to you the next day? Oh, okay. And did they write that down? Like, this guy took a year to get to where he was trying to say. And that's what I'm saying. He's just not bright enough to, like, represent himself. Like, why are you doing this, bro?
Do you yourself recall stating to the detective that your friend Miss Patterson was being assaulted somewhere near the area of White Rock School?
Objection, lady. Overruled. He may answer. I'll just caution Mr. Brooks about leading questions since it's his witness, but this particular question you can answer.
Yes, I mentioned that I had received a phone call from Miss Patterson and that she was being assaulted while in a vehicle.
At any time did you identify White Rock School?
I identified the street, which is named White Rock, the apartment buildings, and the school as well as Frame Park.
So you did identify Frame Park?
I identified the entire geographical area.
You said you heard your friend Miss Patterson screaming?
Yes.
And do you recall what she was screaming?
What?
Objection, hearsay.
I said, do he recall?
As from the question, he's asking, did he hear? So you may answer. It's a yes or no.
I do not. Yes, she screamed. Do I remember what she was trying to say? No, I'm guessing it would be help. I'm in trouble. I would assume that that's what a person would scream when they're in trouble. is for help.
And look at him trying to smile it off.
Did you observe anyone get in or out of the vehicle?
I'm going to take back what I said earlier. Apparently, according to this video, she did not exit your vehicle. She was behind the White Rock sign. That's why I did not see her.
Did you see anyone get into the vehicle?
Later on, within the incident, yes.
On the video there, you are able to view right now from the 1 minute and 5 second mark to the 1 minute and 21 second mark. Did you observe anyone get into the vehicle?
No.
Can you publish for the jury?
You want to replay it again?
Yes.
Go ahead. We'll start at the close to the minute mark as possible.
Again, is that where the defendant would like it started? Is
What?
this,
Around the 105, around that area.
10.
Pause right there. Is that 409?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say we see some individuals walking right here? Are you able to see that in the video?
Yes, I can see it.
At that time, had you come close enough to the scene where you can observe any individuals in that area?
I don't remember the people that were in that area. I was only focused on the one, and that was the one in danger.
Could you
So no.
Could you at that point observe Miss Patterson?
From my point on the street, from where I was,
At that time, yeah, where it's paused at now.
during a parade, no.
All right, everybody, hold up real quick. I just got to shout everybody out. You guys up to 3K subscribers so fast. That shit is crazy. I appreciate y'all. Get me up to 5K. You know, tell your grandma, your nephew, your niece, your auntie, anybody you know. Get me up to 5K. Let's keep this thing rolling. Appreciate y'all.
Can we clear the circle? Thank you. We observed at some point Miss Patterson crossing over to the opposite side of the road.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Any
I was
eye-
on the phone with her at that point.
Could you observe from coming down White Rock? Can you observe that from where you were at that time?
I was at the intersection of White Rock and Hartwell when she said that she was by some red apartment buildings.
Could you see her from that position?
No, not from that far down.
Can we play it from four?
So what is he trying to get at here? He's trying to say that he never saw Erica get into the truck or out of the truck. He never saw her cross the street. So therefore, she never even got into the truck. Is that what he's trying to say? Like, I don't even get where he's going with these questions.
Go ahead.
Pause
There they
right
are.
there.
Pausing at 4:18.
418, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You see the two individuals here?
Yep.
Do you know who those individuals are?
That's me and Miss Corey.
So at 409 to 418, you were able to come into view of Miss Patterson at that point?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't. I was on my phone trying to call her back to find out where she was.
Can we clear this circle? Thank you. So at this point right here where the video is paused, 418, you weren't able to observe Miss Patterson on White Rock Avenue at that point?
I,
Judge, ask my answer.
huh?
Overruled, the witness may answer.
I was not looking ahead of me. As you can tell by the video, I was looking at my phone trying to call Miss Patterson back because she was not answering her phone.
I can't wait till we get to the punchline. Like, okay, so he couldn't see Miss Patterson until he was up on her. Now what? You know? So Because he couldn't see her, she was never there. Like, what's the point? Where are we getting at?
That scared me. So I told Corey to keep an eye out, look for her, as I tried to keep calling her. When I looked up and we got past the White Rock Elementary School sign, that was when I seen her.
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that judging from the video, the White Rock, let me back up. Are you referring to the sign right here that says White Rock Campus?
I'm referring to where the end of the school building itself meets the driveway or the road that's there. There's a turnoff road.
I apologize. Can we take that X from next to the White Rock Campus sign?
So the driveway
can you
portion.
Point to exactly what you're referring to?
Where that intersection is, where I just drew that little X, that intersection cuts across from the other side of White Rock to the other side and leads to a road, but also there's the Frame Park area there, and I believe there's a boat launch there somewhere. I don't know.
I swear I'm losing brain cells watching this questioning. Okay, so he couldn't see her until after he passed the White Rock sign. You guys let me know what he's getting at. What's your theory? Why does it matter that he can't see her? One, maybe Brooks is trying to point out that you couldn't see her for all this distance. How do you know she was being attacked, right? That could be an angle. Or two is like, you don't even know if she was in the truck with me. So how do you know that I was the one driving the truck? Because remember, Brooks is going through this entire thing saying, oh, it could have been someone else in the truck. He's insinuating that, he doesn't consent to be called that name, all this stuff. So he's really trying to distance himself as the driver to the red SUV.
And at that point, you were able to observe Miss Patterson.
I observed her walking when Corey had told me that she had seen her. And so we grabbed her and started to leave to turn around. At that point in time, an officer was coming to Frame Park because of the report that I had given.
So you observed Miss Patterson walking and not inside of a vehicle?
At that point in time, no.
No,
As in she was not in a vehicle at that point in time when we finally came upon her.
I love that face he makes. That face is wonderful. It just makes you want to suck the black lips off of him. You could tell he smokes a lot of cigarettes or something because his lips are black and his teeth and his gums are all dark. Just a nasty dude. I know his breath stinks, guys. His breath for sure stinks. Not lying to you.
So when, if at any time, did you observe Miss Patterson inside of a vehicle?
When she was going back into his vehicle to get her things or whatever it was that she was trying to pull out of his car, her phone or something or whatever.
Can we play the video from 418?
Oh, and that's why she got into the vehicle. So remember, she got into the vehicle with him at some point, and he started beating her up. Boxing match inside the truck. She gets out, but then she goes back in to get her stuff out the vehicle, and I think that's when they have that little altercation in front. And then Corey goes up. Nick eventually finally comes around and scares Darrell off. So I mean, this entire time, Erica's just trying to get her shit and dip. Like she's not even into all of this.
All right, can we clear the X?
Continuing to
Sorry
play
about
from
that.
418, it's at 421, but go ahead.
Is it fair to say from the video that two people right there are crossing the road?
No shit, it's the two of them. And this is another thing that annoys me about him. Like, create some basis for yourself. You understood certain things up to this point. You already identified the two people. You can just continue interrogating him about the two people that are already identified as him and Corey. But no, he's going to say, do you recognize those people crossing the street? Is that fair to say? Yes. Who are those people? Me and Corey, like I just said 3 seconds ago. Like, bro. Like, come on. Stop wasting
Do you know the
time.
identity of those two people?
That's me and Miss Corey.
Would it be fair to say that at that time you observed Miss Patterson?
That was when I first noticed the red Jeep or red SUV, whatever you want to call it.
No, get it right, my boy. It's a red Ford Escape. Trash. I don't like the Ford Escape. Somebody actually told me they had a Ford Escape and they loved it, and they got an Infinity and the engine blew. And that's actually crazy. So I know not to get an Infinity, but I still don't like the Ford Escape. Right now, I'm saving to get the Honda Civic 2020 Sport. It's a cheaper car, but hey, that shit will last forever. I don't like Ford, man. I don't know. I just don't like Ford.
Across the street, we had zigzagged up White Rock, going from one side to another, looking for Erica. When we ended up on this side, the red SUV was parked in front of the apartment buildings. There was a tree here, and Miss Erica came from the passenger side of the vehicle around the back. That's when I heard her yell something. That's when I went over.
You made reference to Miss Patterson coming from around the vehicle.
Coming from the passenger side, so I had assumed that she had just gotten out of the vehicle.
Do you know that for sure?
No, we don't. Okay, just give him what he wants. We don't know that for sure, but it's pretty goddamn obvious that it was her, since she called him saying that she's being abused, and then you're gonna come up to him and she's screaming from the car. I think I'd recognize my friend's name. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think this is all jealousy. This whole interrogation, this whole cross-examination, he just wants to know what her and Nick were up to, and Corey. You know, he just wants to know what the gang was up to, because he wasn't privy to, all their fun. So he needs to figure that out in court. Like, this has nothing to do to help his case. It just settles things for Brooks.
If I didn't see her earlier when I was on White Rock, or a vehicle earlier on White Rock, how could I know?
Did you see her in the vehicle at that time?
I seen her come from around the vehicle. I am not actually sure if she was in the vehicle at that point in time.
Thank you.
I was just going by what she said over the phone.
Okay.
So my assumption is that she was in a vehicle.
All right, next one.
He's getting pissed. He's getting mad. He's like, Judge, do you not see what this guy is doing? Like, ma'am, she came out of the vehicle. I'm getting angry. You need to get your defendant under control. And I feel him, bro. I feel him. The most irritating case, because this little jackass is always smiling and making smart remarks when he's the dumbest person in the room. Like, bro, like, this guy is just garbage.
If it pleases Your Honor, do we have a better view of this point in particular?
I don't know.
Maybe on
The best. If it pleases Your Honor, do we have a better angle of this point? I don't know. We love you, Miss Darrell. Oh my gosh. Hey, I bet you after a few more cases that she tries and she gets a bit more seasoned, she's not going to be this cordial to everybody. I bet you that.
Does looking at this video right now bring any recollection of that day back to you?
Yeah.
And using the touchscreen, can you identify, if you see yourself in this video, can you identify where you are?
I'm right here.
And can you identify who the other person is that's shown on the exhibit?
It's Corey.
That's Miss Corey.
Now, this is the angle where they walked up a bit further. So Brooks wanted to, show that they didn't see her and him, I guess. But, I mean, it's not going to help his case.
You can play from right
Let's
there.
clear that first and then.
Oh,
play.
I'm sorry. Well, before
It's so odd how he's all cordial today. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, would that help? If it pleases Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, may I? This is earlier on in the case. He becomes more and more himself as time goes on. But it's really funny how he tries to create this respectful facade. Like, bro, you came into this court as a evil asshole. You can't change that look just by being nice for one day. You know what I mean?
Could you see from right there where you are, can you see Miss Patterson, where her position is at that point?
No.
Can we play it from right there?
Go ahead.
And then Erica gets
Can we
out.
pause? It's fair to say that we can see you and Miss Corey running towards the area of the vehicle that just stopped. Is that
Yes.
fair to say?
Yes.
And where was Miss Patterson at this time, if you recall?
At that point in time, she had met up with Corey. Corey had walked ahead of me, and her and I were looking for her. I didn't see her right away. Corey did, and she just told me she's in a red car. So that's what we were looking for.
At that time, was Miss Patterson inside of the vehicle?
I do
No.
not recall.
Yeah, he checkmated him there. Was she in the vehicle? I do not recall. Checkmate.
But what I do recall is the owner of the vehicle getting out of the vehicle, and that became my primary concern.
He's like, hold on now, hold on.
Slow fast a little bit.
Who's the black guy in the back? He keeps looking around, looking at Darrell. Who is the black dude with the dreads? Is this like Darrell's fam or something? Like, who is this guy? Never seen him before.
We observed the two, you and Miss Corey, running towards the area of the vehicle. Why such the urgency?
Miss Patterson is a mutual friend of ours. She said she was in trouble. I don't play around when people are in trouble.
Can we play it from? It's paused at 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Can we play a little bit of it from there?
Go ahead.
Pause right there.
There's Corey. Not Corey.
Can you see Miss Patterson? It's paused at 3
Patterson.
minutes and 11 seconds. Do you see Miss Patterson in this video? Where's
Yes.
paused at right now?
Yes.
Is she inside the vehicle?
No, she is not.
Had you seen her before that?
Corey had spotted her, not me, before that. She did.
But it is fair to say that you're also in the area at
I
that
am
time, correct?
not in this general frame, no. I'm
Not
actually outside
not
of the
the
frame.
not the video, but you are present on the scene. Would that
Oh,
be fair to
yes.
say?
Yes.
And what happened at this point, if you
At
recall?
this point, there was a physical altercation between Mr. Brooks and Miss Corey and Miss Erica. I was more worried about Miss Patterson being hurt, so I went for her to get her out of the way. I stepped between them as best I could, and I told Mr. Brooks he needs to leave. He needs to get out of here. Does not belong out here.
Do you recall if there was a knife involved at that time?
No, that is a miscommunication, and I will clarify that. The Monday.
Hold on, there's not a question yet.
Okay.
He'll ask the questions. I appreciate that, but just answer the questions that are asked at this point. Go ahead.
Yeah, he told a big lie. He was like, yeah, he's got a knife on him too. Get your asses over here. Hey, I don't blame him, man. Screw that guy. I would have said whatever. Just come on out here.
Did you at any point during this altercation, did you observe Miss Patterson get back into the vehicle at that point?
I observed her reaching into the vehicle for something. I don't know if she was grabbing a purse or something or whatnot, but she was grabbing something of her personal property out of the vehicle.
Did you observe
while
her?
this was going on?
Did you observe her get into the vehicle?
No.
Can we play it from 3 minutes and 11 seconds, please?
Oh, he said please. Holy shit. Guys, he just said please. Can we play it from 3 minutes and 11 seconds, please? He's trying to get that soft spot from Miss Darrell. He thinks she's his friend or something. But guess what? She's only walking on eggshells around you because she doesn't want a mistrial. She does not want this to come back around. That's for sure. Oh, he's talking shit to him too.
Pause it right there. Did you see yourself come into the frame in this vehicle at that
Yes.
point?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Corey was front lining that shit. She was at the very front line. I don't know what Nick was doing. He was at the back, kind of like pushing them and shuffling them around. Like, bro, you better step up there and sock him in the face. Now, imagine if he just gave him one solid one to the chin, laid him out on the street. You know, the cops come over, everybody goes to jail, they sort things out. You know, it may have not been the Waukesha parade attack, you know. We could have maybe avoided that. Nick needed to really step up over there, assess the situation. Okay, he don't got nothing on him. He's not showing any weapons. Let's fist up, sock this fool, knock him out. Like, I promise you, even I could knock Darrell Brooks out. He's so scrawny, bro. Come on now. I know I got weight on that guy.
Well, if the court don't hate me for it, I'm just gonna say it's a good thing that there were two women in my way at that point in time.
And what do you mean by that?
He would have
That
fucked
means
you
when
up.
my jacket comes off, trouble's gonna happen. Especially if you're trying to assault a woman in front of me.
So that gesture was an aggressive gesture.
Oh, that was a completely focused gesture.
Well, you did make reference to. Let me back up. Would it be fair to say that you just made reference to trouble following you throwing off your jacket?
No, not trouble following me.
Well, maybe that's the wrong way to put it, but
I'm
there would
confused
be
by your
trouble.
question.
Excuse me?
Can you rephrase your question?
Oh, I will. I'm sorry about that. You made reference to.
It's so uncharacteristic to see him saying, I'm sorry about that and please and shit. He's really trying to be a lawyer right now. And it's funny how all this shit crumbles over a couple of weeks of, not even weeks, a couple of days of prosecution.
There being trouble when your jacket comes off. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that that would be, or that could be, perceived as an aggressive gesture?
You mean as an
Objection.
Ho-
Calls for speculation. How it's perceived calls for speculation.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
If you recall, who gave the report that there was a knife involved?
That was not put into a report. That was a miscommunication between me and an officer. I had been knifed earlier that week and had 12 stitches in one hand. I said, now I have a friend being assaulted and I need backup here. So when the police stopped and asked if there was a knife, I said, no, there was never any knife. I didn't have a knife. Miss Patterson, Miss Corey didn't have a knife. You didn't have a knife.
I still think he lied. I don't know. He said he got knifed in the hand a few days ago. I don't know. It just kind of seems like he said that to make them come out faster. Just me.
Did you get a chance to see the report that was taken by law enforcement from you?
Well, I'm the one. You mean you're talking about when I was on White Rock going to Miss Patterson?
No. The day of November 2020, the day of November 22nd, 2021. You made reference already to being interviewed by a detective, correct?
Yes.
And had you, after that, seen that report from that day?
No.
And what's the rule, guys? Don't ask your client something, or don't ask a question that you don't already know the answer to. He's asking all the questions that he doesn't know the answers to. And these lawyers are over here just like, oh my God, what is he doing? You're supposed to know the answers so that you can create your narrative. This guy's just asking blind questions. Did you see the report? Did you see that they wrote that down? Like, they were talking shit, man. Like, yeah, they said I had a knife, bro. Like, come on, what the fuck, bro? Darrell is a complete idiot, bro. Complete fool. basically what I think his narrative is that, you know, he did it. He was met with an aggressive gesture by Nick, which is what caused him to take off like that, you know, and that, you know, there was never any domestic incident, or if there was, that Nick clearly didn't see it and that Corey didn't see it, you know. I don't know. That's what I could pull together from this, you know. Darrell Brooks, y'all. But that was the interrogation, or I should say, the cross-examination of Mr. Nick Kirby. You know, he did not have much to say. Kirby basically, one, said that he was beating up his girlfriend, and two, said he was about to fight him for it. That's pretty much what we got from it. So anyways, people, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And until the next one, people, stay inside, stay safe. Tell me what you guys want to see. Put the names in the comments. Drop the names in there. I'll review that shit. You guys let me know. Until then, y'all, see you next time.